The 2025 Blue Dragon Series Awards was one of the most anticipated nights in South Korea's entertainment calendar. With the biggest stars gracing the red carpet, the evening glittered with talent, fashion, and surprises. But none shone brighter, both literally and metaphorically, than IU. Winning the coveted Best Actress award for her hauntingly beautiful performance in When Life Gives You Tangerines, IU was the talk of the night. Yet behind the golden applause and glowing dress, a quieter, more intimate story was unfolding, one between her and actor Jong Suk, her longtime partner, whose somber gaze and emotional gesture later took over the internet. A golden moment on stage. IU appeared on stage in a pale yellow gown that floated like light. As her name was called, the entire hall erupted in applause, some standing, many teary-eyed. Her portrayal of a broken yet resilient woman in When Life Gives You Tangerines had moved audiences and critics alike. Her speech was humble and elegant, thanking her team, director, co-stars, fans, and even her family. But something, or rather, someone, was notably missing. IU never once mentioned Jong Suk. The eyes that said too much. Jong Suk was seated in the audience, away from the spotlight. Cameras captured his soft clapping, a supportive smile barely forming, but his eyes told a different story, one of sadness, perhaps disappointment. After the ceremony, he left without joining IU backstage or attending the celebratory dinner with the cast and crew. Rumors swirled instantly. Fans, netizens, and tabloids alike speculated endlessly. Had they broken up? Was there trouble in paradise? The silence between them was deafening, especially for a couple that had always chosen quiet affection over public declarations. A letter behind the curtain. But the story didn't end at the awards show. In a quiet corridor behind the stage, IU was seen walking alone when she stopped suddenly. There, waiting for her without any security or media frenzy, stood Jong Suk. In his hand, a letter. A simple envelope, no fanfare, no diamonds, just ink on paper. IU took it with trembling hands. She read the contents immediately. Within seconds, tears streamed down her face. She didn't say anything. Instead, she stepped forward and embraced him tightly. Witnesses say Jong Suk only whispered, "I'm always proud of you, even when you don't say my name on stage." And that was it. No cameras. No tweets. Just a quiet moment between two people who once loved loudly in silence. A love rooted in silence. Their love story had always been one of restraint. While many celebrity couples fell prey to scandals and rumors, IU and Jong Suk stood apart. No flashy dates, no grand proposals, just mutual respect, subtle admiration, and rare joint appearances. Over the years, as their careers skyrocketed, time grew scarce. Projects, tours, films, and events kept them apart more than together. It was a love story not of daily presence, but of unwavering support from afar. The letter served as a reminder of a bond perhaps fraying, but not broken. A thread still tying them together even in times of uncertainty. The secret trip to Okinawa. Just 3 days after the award ceremony, eagle-eyed fans and reporters spotted both IU and Jong Suk arriving separately at Incheon Airport. Their arrivals were minutes apart, and their destinations remained undisclosed. They boarded the same flight to Okinawa, but didn't sit together initially. It wasn't until the plane was mid-air that IU quietly switched seats, sliding next to him. A brief smile exchanged. A hand on hers. No words captured, but the moment was everything. They spent 5 days in Okinawa. No public appearances, no Instagram posts, no sightseeing photos. They stayed hidden, choosing privacy over publicity. Whatever conversations were had, whatever healing took place, it happened far from the eyes of fans and the lens of cameras. Returning to Seoul. A new chapter? When they returned to Seoul, they didn't try to hide. Walking side by side, they didn't hold hands but didn't distance themselves either. Their matching pace, their silent unity, spoke volumes. It was IU's brief but powerful comment to the press that made headlines. Yes, it was our win. Social media exploded. Fans rejoiced. Articles speculated. Was it a sign of reconciliation? A rekindled love? Or simply an acknowledgement that despite struggles, they remained a team? Cryptic messages and soft confirmations. In a live stream days later, IU addressed the letter incident. She smiled, confirming it was indeed from Jong Suk. But when asked about the contents, she simply said, "Some words are only meant for one heart." A few hours after, Jong Suk updated his SNS bio. The new line read, "Some words are only meant for one heart." The subtle synchronization wasn't lost on fans. It was a whisper in the digital void, a quiet affirmation of connection without the need for validation. More than a love story. What IU and Jong Suk shared wasn't a fairy tale filled with grand declarations and public affection. It was something gentler, deeper. A love where support came in the form of silence. A love where a single look spoke paragraphs. A love where even in absence, presence was felt. Perhaps their relationship won't return to what it once was. Perhaps it doesn't need to. Perhaps this is what love becomes after fame, distance, and time. It evolves, softens, becomes a whisper instead of a song. A symbol of true connection. In an industry that thrives on drama and spectacle, IU and Jong Suk's story offers something refreshing. Their journey proves that love doesn't need to be shouted to be real. That sometimes, the strongest emotions are the ones unspoken. The letter, the tears, the quiet flight to Okinawa, and the synced messages are all pieces of a mosaic only they understand fully. But the rest of the world has caught a glimpse, and it was beautiful. As IU continues to rise as one of South Korea's most talented and beloved actresses, and as Jong Suk crafts his own journey with grace and humility, fans will always look back on the Blue Dragon night, not just for the award, but for the love story that unfolded quietly behind the curtain. Because in the end, perhaps that's the kind of love we all yearn for. Not the one that screams, but the one that stays.